everybody, and today we're going to get into the really exciting Halloween stuff. I'm going to show you how to put together the previous tutorials on how to cover the brows and how to make wounds and scars. Today we're going to go over everything. We're going to put all that together, color it in, and do a complete look. So if you want to figure out how to become a zombie, keep watching. Okay, to start, if you have longer hair that's going to be getting in your face or anything, you want to make sure and pull that away from the face, because we are going to be using latex, and latex and hair don't mix unless you really want your head shaved. So, okay, we have all the hair away from the face. You're going to want to wear a shirt that you don't mind ruining, getting dirty. Alright, now to get into the really good stuff. You want to start by putting some moisturizer on your face, which I have already done. And then I'm going to cover one brow. You don't have to do this tutorial, bit by bit, just like I do. Just take what I'm doing, learn from it, and make it your own. Okay, to start, going in with my Elmer's glue stick, and I'm going to cover my right brow. Okay, while that glue is drying over the brow, I believe I'm going to go ahead and start going in with some latex. Alright, so first we're just going to dive right in with the latex. Zoom in a little bit. I'm going to go right here across the bridge of the nose. Then we're just going to go in with the single ply tissue. And just kind of put that onto the latex before it has a chance to dry. Okay, so far I have 2 layers of the tissue and latex and 2 layers of the latex on my skin. And if you have any baby hairs or peach fuzz right here, you might want to shave it off. I should have, because pulling the latex off of that hurts. And don't forget to do a skin test to make sure you're not allergic to latex. If you're allergic to latex, do not use this stuff. If you're doing this for Halloween costume, a contest, a zombie walk, anything, you want to make sure that you carry the makeup on down your neck and onto the rest of your body, your hands, legs, skin, stuff that's going to be showing. Okay, and now that I've kind of got all the latex stuff kind of manipulated the way I want it, I'm going to go in with a setting powder. This is just a cheap drugstore brand Rimmel Stay Matte powder. This is just going to kind of take the shine away from the latex and help it accept the makeup that we're going to put on top of it a little better. So yeah, now we're going to go in and kind of put some color over that. And I am personally going to go for more kind of flesh tones. I'm just going to be using the lightest foundation I have. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in 110. And with another cosmetic sponge that I've torn in half, I'm just going to kind of go in and lay some color in over where the latex is, kind of help it blend. And now I think we are ready to rock and roll with the good colors. So I have this palette that I picked up at Walmart. I think I got it last year. I can't remember exactly how much it was. And I'm not really using anything in this tutorial that you can't go to Walmart or Target and find. I'm just going to take one of the little sponges that is in here, and I'm going to dip into this gray color first and just kind of, start working that into areas of the face. You can always look up inspiration pictures on Pinterest or Google so that you kind of have a reference to go by. You want to make sure you do your ears also, like I said, and down your neck, the rest of your body. Next, I'm going in with this mustard color. Wow, that shows up really yellow on camera. Okay, and I'm just going to go back in with a little of my foundation. Another little handy trick before I go in with that foundation is you can take an eyeliner pencil. This is a Jordana retractable pencil that I got at the local Walgreens, and make some little veins, and then kind of pat my finger over it just to diffuse it out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go back in and put a little bit of foundation over this coloring that we've already done. Doing that and then going in with the foundation over it is really going to help it look like the color is coming from underneath the skin and not just drawn on and setting on top. So we're just going to, you know, kind of lightly go in over everywhere that we put color. Okay, now some of the fun part. A little bit of the red paint, cream paint from that palette. And just kind of work that around where all the wounds are, very lightly. Or heavily, you know, your makeup, whichever you prefer. The red is really just going to help give the skin an irritated look. Which, I mean, hey, if I was skin and I look like this, I'd be pretty darn irritated. And then I'm going to go in just kind of with a little bit of the purple, kind of give the color some depth to it. Alright, now I'm even going to go in with just a tad of blue in places. You can go back in with the other colors as you see fit. I'm going to go a step further and add a little green. Really gives that sickening look to the skin. Okay, now I've went in with the colors and just kind of, you know, pop stuff here, went over it with foundation. You know, just work with it until you have a look that you're happy with. And now we're going to work with some of this tissue and the latex that we put down earlier. I'm using a spatula that doesn't have a sharp tip to it, because gosh knows I would hurt myself with anything. You know, you can use a butter knife, anything you want. And I'm just going to peel up this edge. So for the inside of these ones, I'm going to use a Q-tip and the red paint from the palette and just kind of go on the inside of these. Here, anywhere it looks like you peeled skin back, you want to kind of put that red. And if there's any flaps, you want to make sure and color the underside of the flap as well. Okay, now that you have all the wound places kind of filled in with the red, this is kind of what we're working with at this point. It's starting to come together a little more. So next I'm just going to take a brush. This is just like a paintbrush, foundation brush, whatever. And I'm going to go into the black of the palette and we're going to run that kind of, you know, you want to use a flat brush and just go over the edges or around the edges. Kind of going to give depth to the wounds. You can make it darker and lighter in some places. It doesn't have to be all uniform. And it always helps to practice a little bit beforehand so that you kind of get a feel for what you want to do, what works, what doesn't work, what you do best with the makeup, and stuff that you might want to avoid. Okay, and while you're doing stuff like this, you want to make sure that you keep, you know, some paper towels, water, baby wipes, anything nearby to kind of keep the gunk off your hands. It's like all it takes is one wrong move and a swipe of the wrong color to kind of make life difficult. Okay, and I'm going to use that same brush. I'm just going to kind of wipe it off here on my baby wipe. And we'll mix some of the brown and the red. Go into this area, put some down, then working in with my fingers. Maybe just a dab of black in here in the corner. Will make the eyes look really sickly and sunken. Now I'm just going to kind of take some drugstore palettes. I have one from Maybelline and a couple by Wet n Wild. Just kind of use some of the colors to work around the eye area. Okay, just going to kind of pick up some browns and kind of work those in to this area. Just an assortment of colors. Kind of seeing where my under eye bag is right here by kind of squinting my eye and shading underneath it. Also going to go into the hollows of my eye a bit here, right into the crease. Add some darker shadow there as well. Kind of just going in and adding shadows at this point. If you have some burgundy maroon shades, I have some but they're not drugstore, and I wanted to keep this tutorial all kind of drugstore possible since this is kind of the easier zombie look. Just kind of dirtying up some of this stuff that looks a little too clean. I'm just going to kind of go through and finish shading in with some eyeshadows, then we will continue on. And now that we're looking a little something like this, just kind of went in with some shadows, darkened up some areas, went back in with some cream products, just kind of however you see fit. And then to kind of finish it up, I'm going to go over the lips with a little bit of gray. And then a little bit of black. And then comes the part that everybody loves, the blood. I'm just using the blood that came in the kit. Squeezing a little out. I'm just going to kind of work it around and pat it in the wounds that I've already made. Want it to kind of run a little bit. Just kind of touch it. There you go. There are several different types of stage blood that you can get. You can get ones that are thin consistency, stuff that's, you know, coagulated looking, stuff that will look like a scab, stuff that's runny, the ones that draw in different colors. Make sure you get up under here where the skin's been ripped, and don't forget to kind of give a little attention to the edge where the rips are. Kind of going all around with this, and the colors that we put underneath it kind of really help give dimension to it, not make it just look so flat, so to speak. You can put a little on the tear duct areas, you know, a little coming out your ears if you want. So you're getting all those little places that you ripped open earlier. Probably one of the bloodier looking makeups I've ever done. Didn't plan it that way, it just kind of happened. Don't get this in your eye, just, you know, and kind of go near the eye. And for one last kind of final creep factor, cake icing or piping gel. Yeah, black decorating gel, or you can use brown if they make it, or red. This doesn't last long, so you can, you know, kind of keep the tube with you in your pocket or something, just kind of replenish it ever so often. Plus it tastes good. I mean, you're basically eating sugar. If you've got contacts to go with it, kind of make it even creepier, all the better. I'm gonna zoom you out a little bit. And this is the finished, kind of easy, you know, Walmart zombie look. It's done with, you know, all with stuff you can find at your local Walmart, Target, even some drugstores may have it, dollar stores, whatever. Didn't use any real expensive products in this look, just kind of took a little time and patience. But this is just, you know, kind of the finished look. You got a little skinny flappies here, a little skinny flappy there. You can take your hair down, you can mess it all up with like hair gel, throw a little dirt in it, throw some leaves, grass, you know, actually get out there and wallow around in the dirt, whatever. Put on the rest of your costume and go have fun, whether you're doing Halloween, just scaring friends, doing a zombie walk, whatever. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of these other Halloween looks. I'm going to do a more advanced zombie look using more expensive products, just kind of show you the difference and what it would look like using those. And, you know, I'm going to do a few other Halloween tutorials. I won't spoil those just yet. But until next time, see you later, and happy Halloween!